Alrighty, guys. Wow, we have a crazy slate to go over. 9 games. Happy Wednesday. Hope you guys are having a good day so far. If you're new to the stream, how this works is we'll take a look at what we know so far, review the Vegas odds. I'll go team by team, talk about players I like. Questions at the end. Whew, this is going to be one of those ones you got to buckle up for, and yeah, you're going to have to be on your phone all night. So be ready. All right, let's go over the news. So let's see. Crowder out Wednesday. Could care less about that. Garland out. Not a big deal. Hartenstein available for the Cavs. Barnes doubtful. Metu questionable. Wendell Carter Jr. is questionable. Now out. Jayshawn Tate out. Christian Wood most likely out. The Rockets. Right now, if DJ Augustine can't play, I think they only have 7. If Augustine plays, I believe they have 8. Tristan Thompson out. Makes Rob Williams now way more viable. Let's see. Rui Hashimura out. Yes, you can play a guy like Davis Bertans. Costed me $100,000 about a week ago. Let's see. Noel expected to play. Taj Gibson out of play. Varejao available to play for the Cavs. I still can't believe that's real. I mean, when I saw that, I literally I just couldn't believe my eyes. Magic. Anthony, Harris, Bacon, Wagner, Bamba. Again, Bamba starting for Wendell Carter Jr. He's one of the best plays in the mid-range. Giannis, probable. Middleton, doubtful. So one less guy there for the Bucks. Bigger boost to Giannis, who already looks great in a fantastic matchup. Magic, 9 healthy bodies. Senderis Thornwell available. I don't believe he's in the player pool. So we'll talk about them. Pistons, once again, resting their guys for Thursday. A lot of guys out. We'll talk about obviously in the video tonight for tomorrow's slate. But I think that's where we're at right now for news. I'm going to briefly just touch on the Vegas odds here. Mention a couple games that look good for high scoring. Yeah, Varejao lock. Yeah. All right, so I don't know why Bovada's been weird the last couple days. But, okay, so Portland Cavs games pushing 230. There's not a ton of interest, though, in that one. Memphis and Minnesota is a high total. I just feel like they're all more GP plays at their respective prices in that game. Sacramento, Indy, about 240. We're still waiting on some Pacers news. And the Wizards, Bucks, 242. Those are the games that stand out for Vegas. All right, so let's do it. Boston, Orlando. All right, on the Boston side. Jason Tatum at 10.1K. Is he Russell Westbrook? Is he Giannis Antetokounmpo? The answer is no. Don't know how you play him on the slate over those two. Let's see. Kemba Walker? Absolutely not. Marcus Smart? No. The only guy I have interest in is Robert Williams at 5'4". Has been playing 23-24 last couple of games. No Tristan Thompson. Do those minutes go up? I would guess yes, but just be careful here, right? Remember who his coach is. Brad Stevens. He's up there. He's on the list. I have a list of coaches I don't trust. Brad Stevens is one. If you remember last year, the 3-headed monster of Daniel Tice, Cantor, Robert Williams, just no idea. You sometimes throw a 4 center in there, mix and match. You cannot trust Brad Stevens. So I think Robert Williams plays more. That's not a guarantee, though. He could, again, Luke Cornett, Taco Fall, maybe an undersized Grant Williams. Just saying, be careful here. I do like Robert Williams. He might be a little bit over-owned, though. If I knew he was going to play over 30 minutes tonight, I would really like him. Not convinced about that. Either way, though, I still like him. I just wanted to get that out there. That just remember who his coach is. So there's no guarantee he's going to play more. No guarantee on that. Now moving on to the Orlando Magic. So Cole Anthony, no interest. Mo Bamba at 5'3". I think is one of the best plays of the slate. I prefer him to Robert Williams. Both are good point per minute guys. I think Bamba has the upside to play more minutes, right? This is a 9-man rotation. Like their backup 5, I don't even know who's going to play the backup 5. Wagner, right? Even though Wagner's starting the 4, right? Because they have no other. Yeah, Carter Jr.'s out. Robert Franks is not on the team. Iggy is like a wing. So, like Bamba, I'm assuming probably pushes for 30 minutes. And again, like a Rob Williams, a really, really good point per minute guy. So I love Mo Bamba. I think the only thing you have to worry about is maybe potential for foul trouble. If he stays out of foul trouble, I think he's one of the best plays of the slate. Dwayne Bacon, no. Gary Harris, no. Don't trust their minutes. Bacon played 23 last game. I just don't really trust the minutes for the veterans in the Magic. Wagner 4.9, playable. Much prefer Mo Bamba, right? Similar price, and Bamba is just a much better point per minute guy. Now, I do think Mo will probably play the backup 5. I just don't know who else is going to play the backup 5. Revenge game because he played like 2 games for the Celtics. So you guys are into that. Playable, but again, I would rather get to Bamba. And then RJ Hampton has played 30 and 35 minutes the last couple games. Definitely in play too. There's still a chance. Like, I would not be super surprised if he plays 20 minutes. So, like, again, be careful going crazy on the Magic exposure. Yes, they have 9 available guys, but I don't want to load up here. And then Brazdeikis is at the flat min price. He did play 32 minutes the last game. He's for sure playable. I'm not convinced we get those minutes again now. All right, Portland, Cleveland. This one will be pretty quick. Lillard, probable. Norman Powell, questionable. I expect Norman Powell to play. Now, if Powell misses, keep an eye on the starting lineup. Like, if he misses and Melo starts, then I think you could take a shot on a guy like Carmelo Anthony for value. But right now, there's just not much here in this game. I just have a hard, like, Damian Lillard. Is he Russell Westbrook? Is he Giannis Antetokounmpo? The answer is no. So, you're going to play him over those two? Yusuf Nurkic at 6.9K. Fine contrarian play. You guys know I'm a big fan of the Bosnian Beast. I don't think it's a must, though. There's centers that look better, right? I would much rather have Bamba for cheaper. So, again, nothing more than a contrarian play. There's just not a ton here. On the Cleveland side, honestly, there's not much here either. I know this game went to overtime. Okoro, I am letting others chase that. I am very curious to see what the ownership is. I'm guessing it's going to be decent ownership. No. The answer is no. I am not chasing the Isaac Okoro game. Sexton, no at that price. Allen, there's better centers in the slate. Cedi Osman is probably my favorite play in the Cavs at 5.5. Probably gets about 40 minutes. 38 and 40 minutes in regulation last couple games. I think he's a fair play in the mid-range, but there's also, again, we'll talk about some Sacramento guys right in that price range, right? DeLon Wright, Marvin Bagley. Are you going to play Cedi over them? You could to get contrarian, but I think those guys look a little bit better as far as optimal build-wise. So, and no, I'm not playing Dean Wade off the bench. No, I'm not doing that. So, 2 games up, 2 games down, guys. Let's see where we're at. Already 250 viewers and 40 likes, guys. If you're coming in, leave a like button. That helps me out a ton. All right, any more news here? Let's see. Powell's still questionable. Okay. All right, let's move on to Phoenix and Atlanta. Another game I have pretty little interest in. I know, right? Paul crushed 70 fantasy points at 1% ownership. You can chase that. I don't think it's necessary in the slate. I think Paul probably is my favorite of the big 3 because he has the higher floor with the peripheral stats, but just not for me. If you're looking for an optimal build. And no, I'm not playing Torrey Craig. No, I'm not playing Cam Johnson. On the Atlanta side, pretty simple. Not much here. Trae Young, Capella, fine GBP, contrarian spend ups. Like basically any other spend up besides Giannis and Westbrook are on this slate. Philadelphia, Houston. This one gets pretty interesting. Not really on the Philadelphia side. Philadelphia, what you got to worry about here is obviously the blowout risk, right? Everyone is out for Houston. 7, like they might only have 7 guys. Like maybe they list DJ Augustin as active and like don't play him and only play 7. So it is a 14.5 point spread right now. I think Joel Embiid is someone you could look to. Like you could pivot off of Giannis or Westbrook for a guy like Embiid because if this game does stay close, I could see Embiid getting close to matching them. So I do think you can take a shot at Embiid for GBPs. Obviously, the risk is the blowout. There's nothing else here I don't think I get to. Seth Curry's been playing well off the bench. He's also been shooting the ball really well. Kind of feels like chasing with that one. All right, so Ryan with the $5 super chat. Thank you, man. Love your content. You've helped me out tremendously with DFS. Good luck tonight. Hey, I really appreciate the kind words, man, and glad to hear that they've been able to help get some W's. So appreciate the love, and thanks again for all the support. Not necessary, but that is greatly, greatly appreciated. All right, so Houston, again, well, let's go over the players I think will be available. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then Augustine, maybe 8. I know they just signed Kyrie Thomas, but I don't think he'll be available, right, for the former Piston. Like, that literally was like 30 minutes ago that they signed him. So, wait, hold on. I'm scrolling through, back up. Yeah, Kyrie Thomas plans to sign at the Rockets. So, like, I don't think he's going to be available. If Augustine plays, it's 8. But we'll start at the top. So, Kevin Porter Jr., Kelly Olynyk, I think are good tournament plays as well in the mid-range. Like, these are guys that you can use to differentiate yourself because they're going to play massive minutes, right? And there's no one else on this team that can score besides these two. So I like both for tournaments. If you're playing Embiid, if you are playing Joel Embiid, I'm running it back with at least one of KPJ or Olynyk, because if Embiid smashes, that means the game's staying close. If the game is staying close, it is 100% either KPJ or Olynyk or both that have huge games. So those two I like a good amount for GBPs just because they're going to play huge minutes. Armani Brooks, oh man. You remember that slate a couple weeks ago? I think it was this game where they literally had like 7 or 8 bodies. And in the first half, he played 21 minutes and had like 4 fancy points. I think he luckily like picked it up, but I don't love the price there. The guy that I do like the price on, and I think will be popular, and I think for good reason, is Kevin Martin, KJ Martin Jr. I think one of the best values of the slate. Again, 7, maybe 8-man rotation here. With no Christian Wood, I assume he starts. I assume he pushes for 40 minutes. He's a guy that can do the peripheral stats. I really like him for value. And then we got some other guys we got to talk about. So first I'll mention Augustine. So right now he's questionable. If Augustine plays and there's no limit, then I actually like Augustine the best of like the mid-price guys because he actually is a decent point per minute guy. If he's out, then we got to consider like Lamb, Bradley, Jeffries. I think if I had to pick one of the mid-price guys, it would be Avery Bradley. I know he's been terrible, but like he's at least a guy that's been around in the league and he's had like upside games. Right, he was good for the Celtics. I think he had a couple of good games for the Grizzlies when there were some injuries. So like if I'm going to take a shot at one of the mid-price guys for Houston, it probably is Bradley. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now, guys. All right, one more. Patrick Bush with the $10 super chat. Thank you, man. Thank you for all the live streams and Patreon core plays. I feel very confident about tonight. This is to show my appreciation. Dude, you've shown your appreciation enough with all the, the support and comments and the videos, and you've been very generous with the super chat. So, yeah, least I could do. And let's hope to get you back in the winning column tonight. Hoping for a big night. I know you've been, happens to everyone, down streaks, but let's get back with a big W tonight. I'm feeling it. All right, so do we have any more news here? Just for Friday. Sacramento, Indiana. All right, this is a game I like a lot. I mentioned in the video, I really like this game. So we'll start with Buddy Hield at 7-7. I think he's firmly in play too. He's going to play about 40 minutes, 42, 45 fantasy points. Again, he's doing more than peripheral stats when like Fox is off, Halliburton's off the court. He's not as score independent. So I think Hield definitely in play as part of a game stack. You can even use him as a one-off. DeLon Wright at 5.6K, I think is one of the best plays of the slate. Went for 55 fancy points at last game. He's going to be super popular. I agree with the ownership. The only thing I'll say is, like, what if DeLon Wright only had like 30 fancy points at last game? Would he be as popular? Right? I get stuck in this too sometimes after seeing a guy with a big game. It's like easier to go back to them. Yes, he went off, and I do think he's one of the best plays of the slate. But like, don't expect 55 again from him. That's all I'm saying. So I like DeLon Wright. I think he's one of the best plays of the slate. He's going to be popular. Is he fadeable? Yeah, I think you can make the argument. There's 9 games. There's a lot of value. There's ways to get different. I think you could make the argument to fade him. We'll talk about Holmes in a second. I want to talk about Marvin Bagley at 5.4. Was a chalk bust, or no, not a chalk bust, but just kind of subpar 24 fantasy points. I'm perfectly fine going right back to the well here. Another great matchup. Again, he was in some foul trouble too. He's a guy that's actually a good offensive player. So Bagley I like a good amount. I think Rashawn Holmes is playable. He's been a little bit disappointing recently, but we know he's got the upside, right? We've seen 50 fantasy point games from Rashawn Holmes this season, so I think he looks decent. And then Terrence Davis for value too. He played 31 minutes. I'm expecting about 30 minutes off the bench from him. So those 5 guys I think are all really solid for Sacramento, that being Hield, Holmes, Wright, Bagley, Davis. On the Indiana side, it's hard to say right now because we don't have this news yet. Now, I will say that if everyone that is questionable is out for the Pacers, then I am really high in this Indiana team. Like, Brogdon's questionable, Sumner just sit out, right? He's left the last 3 games due to that knee. I don't know why he would play today. Lamb, Goga, all questionable. If they are all out, it could be a 7-man rotation for the Pacers. That being Sabonis 1, LeVert 2, Brissett 3, McConnell 4, McDermott 5, and the Holidays 6 and 7. Like, maybe Keelan Martin gets in the rotation if that's the case, and they're an 8-man rotation. But this is a team that I think Domantas Sabonis, if there's no Brogdon, I think you can use him as a pivot off chalk Giannis, chalk Westbrook. He's the guy that if I'm going to pivot off one of them and take the shot, it is Sabonis. He played 43 minutes last game. 43. Pacers, they need to win games, right? And they want to win games. Fantastic matchup. I do like Sabonis, and I like him as a pivot off the chalk in Giannis and Westbrook. Now, LeVert, only playable if there's no Brogdon. If Brogdon is out, I think you could use LeVert because he'll play the point guard. He went for 33, 7, and 5 the last game. I think he's also a viable GBP play. Brissett, no thank you at that price. McConnell, again, if everyone's out, he probably plays about 30 minutes on the bench. We know he's the guy that, can go out and get you a triple-double. McDermott, playable. Again, though, has to hit his shots. Whenever I play him, it never works out. And then the two Holidays, Justin and Aaron, I think, again, if everyone's out, we probably get about 30 minutes of each of them. I think would be both good values, too. So this Indiana Pacers team, if everyone is questionable out, I'm actually really high on. Now, if a lot of these guys that are questionable are in, then I think it's only Sabonis I would look to as a contrarian pivot, and that's probably it. All right, Memphis, Minnesota. So, again, this game is a super high total, but there's no, plays, and I'm like, oh, I need to play this guy in my lineup, or, this play is an optimal play. So, JV, find GBP plays if you want to stack it up. Ja's going to be low-owned. He has upside. Consistency has not been there this year. I will mention JV. He played 35 minutes last game without overtime. That's good to see. Is some foul trouble risk going up against Karl-Anthony Towns? I think there's better point per hour. Center plays for cheaper. But, again, playable. Slow-mo, also playable. 28, 32 minutes. I think we get about 30 minutes from him. So those three I'm really looking to, but nothing for as far as an optimal build. On the Minnesota side, kind of the same thing. Cat, good GBP play. Again, are you going to play him over Westbrook? Are you going to play him over Giannis? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Edwards, D'Lo, both have upside. Both have a somewhat low floor. Again, playable for GBPs. I will mention Ricky Rubio. He's cheap. He played 31, 32 minutes the last two games. He could also play 17 minutes or not be surprised. So that's the risk with Rubio. If the minutes are there, if I knew he was going to play over 30, I would like him a good amount for value. The issue is there's the chance that he plays way less than that. And then, McDaniels, Hernan Gomez, on a slate where there would be very little value, I think you can consider these guys. But on this slate, it's hard to get really excited about them. McDaniels, what you know is the minutes are going to be there. He'll play about 30 to 35. He's just a low usage guy. I think there's value plays that have more upside, in my opinion, than a guy okay, McDaniels at 3.7. What, KJ Martin's at 3.9? Or what's his price? 3.9. Are you going to play McDaniels or KJ Martin? Right? So, all right, 3 games left. Let's see, 15 minutes until I'm going to get out of here, so I'm going to go a little bit faster. Still no news. All right, Washington, Milwaukee, again, hinted at it, right? Is he fadeable on any slate? Yes. Weird things can happen, but he's going to play about 40 minutes. He's been playing out of his mind recently. Triple-double upside. This one game went for 51 was a blowout. Previous games, 64, 70, 74, and 81 fancy points. Love Westbrook. Beal, same thing. You can use him as contrarian pivot. I will not be doing that. Rui Hachimura is out. Does that do much for me? I think it makes Bertans playable for GPPs. Issue, kind of like a Doug McDermott, he's got to hit his shots. And whenever I play guys like that, it never works out for me. The centers, no. And did you guys see Scott Brooks won the coach of the month or whatever? Play Daniel Gafford. Why are you playing Alex Len? And that tilts me to no one. But all right, Milwaukee, Giannis Antetokounmpo, again, probable. No Chris Middleton now. Probably the best possible matchup against the Washington Wizards to play no defense. He's going to play 35 plus minutes. Absolutely love Giannis. Optimal play for sure. Drew Holiday with no Middleton is playable as a GBP pivot. If you can't afford Giannis, you want to get different. I don't hate the idea now with no Middleton, but value for Milwaukee, I'm not sure if it does a ton because they just have a lot of low usage guys that might get minutes, like Pat Connaughton, PJ Tucker. No, I'm not going to play Bryn Forbes. A lot of those guys probably eat up more minutes. I don't know if it does enough for me to really get to them. All right, San Antonio, Utah. The next 2 games will be pretty quick. Spurs, no interest. Jazz, it's Ingles as a viable play in the mid-range that plays 35 minutes and run the point a lot, but that's it. New York, nothing here. Noel expected to play. I have no interest. On the Denver side, not much here either. Jokic, you got to ask yourself, are you going to play him over Westbrook? Are you going to play him over Giannis? The answer should be no. There's also a lot of good plays at center, so that's also another opportunity cost of playing him there. I don't think it makes a ton of sense. Now there is no Dozier, still no Barton. Rivers, JaMychal Green, Yes, they're playable. Low usage guys. Rivers played 33 minutes the last game. JaMychal Green got a little bit more run too. I think he played 23. Like, keep an eye on who starts for Dozier. Whoever starts, I think, is a playable value play, but still not something I love. Then Composo, he's going to play the minutes. It's not the best matchup, but a guy that can do the peripheral stats. Fine value. Fine value. All right. That wraps it up for me, guys. So, do we have any more news? Probably not. Jeremy Lamb. Okay, Pacers news. Sumner out. Lamb out. Brogdon out. Goga. Ooh. Okay. Goga will play. Dang, I was hoping we would get everyone out. All right, so let's circle back to the Pacers really quick. Oops. All right. So Pacers, sorry, chat was frozen there for a sec. I'm trying to think what they're going to do with the starting lineup now. Like, does Sabonis start the 4 then? Either way, so I think it's still going to be the 8-man rotation then, right? So basically everyone's out besides Goga. So it's going to be Sabonis, LeVert, Brissett, McConnell, McDermott, the 2 Holidays, and Goga. Goga himself, keep an eye if there's a minutes limit. If he starts and there's no limit for Goga, I'm actually okay using him as a punt play. But again, that'll be something to keep an eye on. So also we're waiting for the starting lineup. Again, I think it's been an 8-man rotation, but with Brogdon out, I do think Sabonis is a viable pivot off chalk Westbrook, chalk Giannis if you want to take that risk. All right, guys, let's get some questions. So, Jokic or Embiid? I think the safer option is Jokic. The guy I think has more upside if the game stays close as Embiid, but that's a pretty big risk. If Goga starts at center, yes. If Goga starts at center and there's no limit, I think he actually is playable. Yeah. Because it's going to be an 8-man rotation most likely. If there's no limit, probably 25 minutes for Goga? He's a good point per minute guy. Yeah. Sabonis, lock. Not a lock. I like him, though, as a pivot. Off of Giannis or Westbrook if you want to get different. Like, if I'm pivoting off one of those 2 stars, it's going to be Domantas Sabonis for me. Augustine will play. Okay, so we got some Houston news. Wood out, House out, Augustine in. So I believe that would be 8 rotation. And keep an eye on Augustine minutes limit now. So this is pretty big. I know he hasn't played in a while, but if there's no limit for DJ Augustine, he is my favorite min-price Rocket because he's actually a good point per minute guy. But if there's a limit, obviously we can't go there. So that's something to keep an eye on too. Does KJ Martin play in a blowout? Yeah, he should. I would think Olynyk, Kevin Porter Jr. get pulled. And then I don't even know who else. 4.9K Wagner or 4.7K Martin. It's probably Martin for me. Top fade. I don't know if he's going to be popular, but Jokic, just because the way center, there's a lot of good center plays. Top 3 values. I think what you want to do is so Pacers value I think looks pretty solid, right? So depending on what they do with the starting lineup, but we got both Holidays, we got McDermott, we got Goga. Those 4, it's going to be 8-man rotation in a really good, high up-tempo game. You got KJ Martin on the Houston side, possibly a guy like DJ Augustine if there's no limit there, right? So you really want to focus on the teams that are shorthanded. Also the Magic, right? You got some really cheap guys for the Magic. So I think that's where I want to look to mostly for value is the shorthanded teams. That being the Magic, that being the Rockets, and that being the Pacers. Also, there's a couple viable guys there for the Kings. Mentioned Terrence Davis. So I think that's where I want to look to for value for me. LeVert or Lillard? Ooh. I'll go LeVert. Is it okay to stay away from Houston, Philly? Yes, from Philly. I think I would probably play one guy from Houston, though. Yeah. Robert Williams or Bagley? Yeah, that's a tough one. I'll go Bagley. I'm more confident with Bagley's minutes. Rockets have 8 men, yep. Orlando and Houston and must now at least one player. Yeah, I think I would play at least one from both those teams. Again, that's where I want to look to for value. Like, is Mo Bamba, do you consider him value? I'm not sure if you consider him value. Either way, I like him a lot. Westbrook and Sabonis, or Giannis and Sabonis. I think for cash games, it's Sabonis in both. That's basically just a coin flip. I think for cash games, you do Westbrook, Giannis. That's what you do for cash. I think you can use Sabonis as a pivot for GBPs. And with Westbrook versus Giannis, it's really a coin flip. I really just think that's a true coin flip. I think just go with what works for your build. Justin Holiday, if he starts, I think he's going to play some pretty solid minutes. The two Holidays, I think, are firmly in play for value. Bradley or Lamb, probably Avery Bradley for me of those two. 6.2K Bamba, 5.4K Robert Williams, or 4.6K Goga. Right now it's Bamba for me there. McConnell or DeLon Wright? DeLon Wright. Bamba or Williams? Bamba. Should I play Bacon? Probably not. And it's just because I don't really trust the minutes as much for Bacon. He played only 23 the last game. Now, could he come back out and play 30 plus? Yeah. But I think they want to focus more on their... I guess he's a young guy too. I just don't... What I'll say is I don't really trust the rotation for the Magic. Favorite Rocket, KJ Martin. Jeffries or Augustine? Augustine if there's no limit. If there's a limit, then obviously you don't play DJ Augustine. Bagley or Anderson? I'm guessing that's slow-mo. It's Bagley for me. 210K guys. Yeah, I think that's where I'm leaning right now. RJ Hampton. Yes, I think RJ Hampton's playable value. Still wouldn't be like super surprised if he comes out and plays like 23 minutes like that. I think that's in the realm of possibilities just because the Magic again, they have nothing to play for. Cole Anthony, maybe he plays well, they extend him more. Right? Anthony got limited last game. They extend to Hampton. Maybe Anthony plays well. They limit Hampton a bit. So there's still risk. There's still risk, but I think RJ is one of the guys I'm looking to for value on the Magic. Thoughts on Julius Randle? I just can't do it on this slate. Portis or Bagley? Definitely Bagley. I don't really think Portis gets a boost with Middleton out unless he starts. Unless Bobby Portis starts. I don't know if they would do that though. Like a Portis, Giannis, Brook Lopez front court. I don't think they do that. If they do, then I'm actually in for Bobby Portis. But I don't think they do it. Yeah, Giannis or Sabonis. I think it's Giannis for the optimal play. Can you play 3 10K plus in your opinion? So, if I'm going to do that, it's going to be this. Can you make that work? The answer is yes. But then you're missing out on some good mid-range plays, right? So then you're missing out on both those Kings. Then you're missing out on a Mo Bamba. Not sure if this is optimal. Again, it's doable, and you can make this work with enough like close to min-price guys. But then you're missing out on a lot of good plays in that 5K range. So, yeah. No love for DiVincenzo. Not a ton. Not a ton. What's his price? 4.6. I don't really trust the secondary pieces for the Bucks. What I'm worried about is with no Middleton, is it's just more empty minutes for guys like PJ Tucker and Bryn Forbes and maybe Pat Connaughton. Like, I'm not saying DiVincenzo's out of play. It's not something I feel really good about though. Like, I just that's my take. I don't like he's playable. It's not something I feel good about though. Wagner or Bagley. Austin Rivers, playable if he starts. Keep an eye on the starting lineup. If he does start, yes, he's in play, at 3-4. Drew Holiday and Aaron Holiday, or Bane and RJ. Drew and Aaron, right? Yeah. Any small forward, 4,500 below, better than Holiday, Augustine, or Rivers. 4,500 for small forward. I mean, it depends what. So, you got Terrence Davis at 4,400. Again, you got Holiday. And then you got like those, min price guys. So I don't know if Super Strong taking that. And Augustine or Rivers. So if there's no limit, I prefer Augustine. But will we get that news? We might not get that news, and they might only play Augustine like 15 minutes. So that's the worry with DJ. Don't go crazy with DJ. I'm just saying if we get confirmation that there's no limit for Augustine, then he's someone I'm looking to value. If we don't, it's a pretty big risk because there's a chance he doesn't play a ton. 7.1 D'Lo or 7.7 McCollum. Probably D'Lo, I guess. That's not a super strong take. Morant smashes. He could. If Giannis somehow out, is Tatum a good pay up? I don't think I get to Tatum. I think I would look to Sabonis. I think I'll look to some other spin ups. Tatum, first of all, you got the blowout risk. Second of all, the Magic are bad, but they play slower. Middleton out. Yep, expected that. Is this a night where McConnell plays 45 minutes? I don't think he plays 45, but I do think he's a decent GPP play off the bench. 6,900 left for utility. Okay, let's take a look. See, it's there's just not a ton here. It would be probably Holmes or Nurkic, but they're more, again, secondary plays. I think Pat going to do good at 3,200. My issue is, again, like, I just don't really trust the Milwaukee rotation. They can dust off Thonson Antetokounmpo. They can dust off Sam Merrill for some minutes. PJ Tucker's going to play more empty minutes. Bryn Forbes probably plays more minutes. I don't know if it's worth it to go there. Like, yes, Pat Connaughton, yes, DiVincenzo, they're playable. I would rather play a guy like a KJ Martin on a super thin team that's going to play basically the whole game than a guy like Pat Connaughton that might play 20 to 25 minutes. Or a guy like DiVincenzo that maybe plays a few extra minutes. That's just my take. Yeah, I'm not interested in Bane at all. No interest. Westbrook, Wright, Justin Holiday, Bagley, Bamba, Rivers, Giannis, Kent. Yeah, I like that a lot. And thank you for the super chat again. Super chat, you don't have to super chat every day, but I appreciate the support. Yes, I like that a lot. I think it looks very, very good to me. Sexton low owned tonight. He will be low owned. I agree though, he should be low owned. Favorite Indiana Pacers players at the top, it's Sabonis. Value, it kind of depends on Goga. If Goga starts and there's no limit, I think he looks really solid. If they're going to take it easy in his minutes, then you got the Holidays, you got McDermott. I think both, it's going to be, like, they're going to play big minutes. DiVincenzo or Campazzo, I think I give the edge to Campazzo there. Middleton out, Wood out. Yep. Okay, kind of what we expected with both them. We're doubtful. And again, expect the unexpected, guys. This is May in the NBA. You never know. Maybe Giannis gets ruled out, right? Maybe Giannis gets late scratched, and then it really makes things interesting. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, eight guys for the Rockets. You're gonna want to play at least one Rocket. Yeah. Naismith from Boston. Nope. Don't have to do it. Will Seth Curry grab 2 rebounds or 2 assists? Maybe. He's got to hit for fantasy value. He's got to hit his shots. Russell Westbrook, Davis, Wright, Martin, Campazzo, Rubio, Sabonis, and Robert Williams. It's a little bit contrarian for sure. Neesmith, decent value, not for me. I would rather go to teams that are short, more like 8-man rotations. I think that's where you want to focus. Yeah, I don't think that's necessary. Charlie Brown in the second 10-day contract. All right, guys, we're coming up. About a minute left. Do you like Austin Rivers as a value play? I think you can use him if he starts. He's a low usage guy, but if he starts, we probably get, 30, 35 minutes. RJ Hampton, TJ Bagley, or LeVert, Aaron Holiday, and Brosdagas. I think I prefer the second one. That's close, though. And it's only because LeVert has a very high ceiling, and like Holiday and Brosdagas can get you there. So how about TJ with Brogdon out? I like him for GPPs. Off the bench, we probably get about 30 minutes, up-tempo game. Houston has no center, no love for Olynyk. No, I think Olynyk and Kevin Porter Jr. are good GPP plays, right? If they're going to keep it close, it's those two. There's obviously some blowout risk. If you're playing Embiid, I am playing at least one of Kevin Porter Jr. or Kelly Olynyk. I like those guys for GPPs. I do. Hampton, McDermott, or Augustine. It kind of depends on your build, I guess. But I would say a cheaper small forward. Like I'm not really looking up to spend up on small forward, right? I'm not looking to Beal. I'm not looking to MPJ, DeRozan. I'm not looking to spend up. I'm looking to punt the small forward position. So that's optimal. I think is use a value guy there. Hampton, McDermott, or Augustine Bagley. Augustine Bagley. There's no limit on Augustine. Again, just keep an eye on that. Bamba looks great. Bamba looks like one of the best plays of the slate. All right, last question here, guys, and then I will call it. So 3,700 for small forward. Okay, so again, small forward, we know small forward's always weak. So what do we got here? I'm not playing Mo Harkless. I don't care how many minutes he plays. I'm not playing Mo Harkless. Yes, Hernan Gomez is viable. Connaughton viable. I don't know if there's going to be one standout guy here. Maybe Bradley if he starts. Bradley is the flat min price, 8-man rotation. I think he might be where I lean. Is Avery Bradley. But yeah, all right, let me refresh again, see what we got, and then I will call it a day. So no more news. Just keep an eye on the Pacers starting lineup. But I think, if you guys came in here for the full stream, you guys got a good idea of what to do, right? Stars and scrubs. We got Giannis, Westbrook, Sabonis at the top. We got the value where you want to look for value. Short-handed teams. I don't think I play value in anyone else really. And that's basically it. I think it's a simple slate. Just you got to get on the right value. So appreciate everyone coming to check out the stream. We hit almost 100 likes, 91 likes. So appreciate the support, guys. I think again we hit, I don't know, viewers wise maybe 350. Yeah, 342 was the top. So good luck to you guys and enjoy the rest of your night. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow as always. So I'll see you.